One of the most versatile tools that you have access to inside of Photoshop is something called an action. It's a way for you to record actions that you make inside Photoshop and reapply them on images of your choice. Luckily, you actually have the ability to include the Perfect Photo Suite into an action that you make in Photoshop. It'll end up saving you time, not just on some of the things that you do inside this program, but also inside the Photo Suite itself. Let me go ahead and show you how easy it is to make your own Perfect Photo Suite action. Once you have your image open in Photoshop, on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that I have my Actions panel open. If you don't automatically see this, you'll want to go up to your Window menu and scroll down to select Actions. Once that's done, you'll then need to choose a folder to place this action in. You'll see I've created a folder called On One, and I already have two actions in here, one for a black and white portrait preset and one for a black and white landscape preset. I'll go ahead and select my On One folder. Then down at the bottom, I'm going to click on the Create New Action button. Once I select this, it'll open up a dialog box which will ask me what I want to name my action. Let's call this Vintage Perfect Effects Action. Then I need to place it in a set. I've already selected the On One set. You can also choose the option of selecting a function key that you can press on your keyboard to apply this action to any image. I'll go ahead and leave that at none, and you can choose a color to label this action to help you remember what it is. Once I click Record, now the program is recording any action that I make. For instance, if I go down to my layer stack on the bottom right-hand corner and I click to create a new layer here in Photoshop, it will remember that action, as well as the ability to do things like delete that layer. When I'm ready to go into the Perfect Photo Suite, I'll jump up to the File menu and scroll down to Automate. It's very important to remember that when creating an action, you have to go through the Automate menu instead of using the On One panel that you see on the right-hand side of my screen. For this image, I'm going to go ahead and choose Perfect Effects 8. Once it takes me inside Perfect Effects, I can go through and I can apply a filter or a preset. I'm going to go up to where my presets library is, and I'm going to scroll down to the PE4 Vintage category. This is where some of my favorite filters and presets reside, and I love to apply a lot of really fun vintage styles to my images. So I'll scroll through until I find the one that I'm interested in applying to my image. Once I go through and I find it, I'll just click once. I'm going to go ahead and leave it the way that it is, and down on the bottom right-hand corner, click Apply. Now once this has been applied and we come back into Photoshop, I can then continue adding other things on top of my new Perfect Effects layer that you see on the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. If I'd like to go in and add an adjustment layer or duplicate this layer and do something else on top of it, I can do that. But for now, I'm going to stop this action. Up in my Actions panel, you'll see that the red Record button is highlighted. All I need to do is click the square Stop button, and the action is finished. Now to apply an action to another image, all you need to do is open that photo. I have one from the same photo shoot here of the same hydrangeas in my kitchen. I'll go over and on the right-hand side in my Actions panel, I'll select the Vintage Perfect Effects action. Once I have it selected, I'll then go down to the bottom of my Actions panel and click the Play button. It will go through. It will take all of the things that we did inside Photoshop, all of the things that we did inside Perfect Effects. It will apply them to my image, and it will bring me straight back here into Photoshop. Now I have two photos that have the same treatment on them, so they look unified, like they're part of a series. Actions are an absolutely amazing way to work inside Photoshop, and it's a wonderful way to include the Perfect Photo Suite in a quick and easy workflow here.